What is going on, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, and we are here in my apartment study to show you my brand new gaming PC. Let's sit down low, have the knees crack, because Lone is becoming an old man, and have a look at this beauty. This is my new baby, and I was so excited to do all the research initially as well into building this PC, but just getting it all together and having it presented to me, it was fucking awesome. Because while, I picked all the components, I personally didn't build it. I just had the computer store do that for me, and they gave it to me, man. I fell in love straight away. I really did. And I want to give some, nice panning shots of this PC. You can see all the components really nicely. You can also see my reflection. Hello. You're not going to see my face, though. And I want to explain to you what I have in this PC, the reasons why, and if you guys have any questions about this PC, or you wanting to build your own PC if you've never done it before, because I'm by no means an expert, but I've just gone through the process, so I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments below. So let's start off with the case for this PC. This is a Corsair 460X case, and as you can see, one of the highlights here, aside from the tempered glass side panel, and also the tempered glass on the front, the other side is literally just black, we have these beautiful SP120 case fans, and we have 3 in the front. We actually have 2 at the top there and 1 at the back, so it's really good air ventilation for this case. There's also still a bit of space inside the case. I wonder if one day I could actually go SLI with my graphics cards. I don't know, it might be, no, actually there'd be plenty of space there. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm really loving this case, and one of the biggest features, again, with these RGB case fans, is that you can change the colors and the tempo and shit. So right now it's just red, and then I can cycle through different colors, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, white, whatever, to your heart's content. And then you can have this change around. So you can have a pattern with one color, you can have different pattern with one color, and then you can actually have it cycle through different colors, which is how I personally like it. You can also change the tempo or the speed. So I'll make it go even faster right now, and now it's a little bit slower, and I like the slow bit. So really nice case. I absolutely adore it. There's a different case as well with Corsair. They have the 570X, which looks a little bit more sleek than this one, but this was cheaper, and I absolutely loved it, and it shows you all the components, which is what I wanted. So let's actually move on to the components. Speaking about them, and I've got another phone here to make sure I don't miss any components. So first off, let's talk about the CPU. We have an i7-8700K Intel CPU. I was torn between whether I should go with that or a Ryzen CPU, but in the end I went with Intel. All the benchmarks that I saw told me that the Intel CPU had much better frame rate in games, which was my main concern, undoubtedly. Even though I do content creation, it's definitely not as much as much as I play games. So we went with the Intel CPU. It seems to be running well, so far, and it's the newest generation of Intel CPUs, and I feel really bad for people that went, with the previous one, the 7700K recently, because these ones are not that much more expensive, and they get you incredible frame rates in games. I've seen the benchmarks, they're insane. Let's go to the second bit. I want to show you my motherboard. So this is let's spell it out, a Gigabyte Aorus Z370 Gaming 5 motherboard, and as you can see, it's also RGB compatible, so that's cycling through colors right now, as is the case fans and as is the RGB sticks, the RAM sticks rather, but I'll get to that. So this is one of the motherboards that you need for the latest i7 Intel CPUs, but I haven't really, I don't know much about motherboards, to be honest. This seemed like a good price. It was the middle of the pack when it came to the Aorus gaming series. There's a gaming 3, a gaming 5, and a gaming 7. But this had a good amount of USBs. It had a good amount, I think it had 1 Ethernet, and I don't need 2 or 3 Ethernets. I believe it has Bluetooth on board from memory, but if it doesn't, I don't really care, to be honest. And it seems to, have a lot of good features, so I'm really happy with it. Again, it has beautiful colors, and who doesn't like colors on their PC? So let's move on. Now, in terms of hard drive and storage space, we have a Samsung 850 Evo 1TB model, and that's a SATA 3 SSD. The reason why I went with SATA 3 instead of PCIe M.2 is because one, it was $300 cheaper, and you know, this was $400 Australian. I'll get to the final price of my PC in the end, because as you'll see, Australian gaming PC prices and components are just, you know, so expensive, and I'm sure they're more expensive in other countries as well, especially in New Zealand. But yeah, that the SATA 3 SSD that I got, it was $400, and the next one up in terms of the PCIe M.2 was $650, and then I had to get a heatsink with it because apparently there are some issues with throttling. So it would have been almost $300 more, so I was happy with that. And then of course I got a 2TB hard drive as well, which is a FireCuda Seagate hard drive. So, you know, regular hard drive. I believe it's a bit faster than the Barracuda, but it was only a $50 price difference. So what do we got here? We also got a Corsair power supply. You don't really need to know about the power supply, but it is 750? Yeah, 750 watts, so I have a bit of space to deal with there, just in case. In terms of the graphics card, we have a Gigabyte GTX 1080 G1 Gaming 8GB graphics card, and you can see that there. Now, what I was aiming for with this PC, because I actually got a new monitor as well, I was aiming for 1440p gaming, and I know that a 1070 graphics card is probably good enough for 1440p. However, I wanted to get the max frames possible, and I also wanted to future-proof 1440p gaming as much as possible. So that's why I opted for the 1080. It was like I don't know, $150 more than the 1070, and not even much more expensive than the 1070 Ti. So I was pretty happy with that, and I just ran Assassin's Creed Origins at full settings and 1440p. And even though Assassin's Creed Origins isn't, you know, really well optimized, it was getting it like anywhere from 60 to 70 frames. So if I went for a 1070, it would have been lower than that. And I suspect some games that are poorly optimized, for instance, you know, would be fighting to get 60 frames with a GTX 1070. So I'm pretty happy with my purchase there. What else do we have? We have a Corsair CPU liquid cooler for the CPU. Those two big cords there leading into the CPU. That's not really that interesting, but it is a liquid-cooled CPU. I also got a new monitor as well, which you saw at the beginning of this video. It's not that interesting, so it's just a... Well, I'll get up and show you. Sorry, I have this lamp here. So this is an Agon AOC 144Hz 1440p monitor. It does not have NVIDIA's sync. I can't remember what it's called now. I think it just has an adaptive sync technology, but I just wanted a 1440p monitor, and I didn't want to spend another $400 to get NVIDIA's weird sync thing. I can't remember what it's called now. Some people are going to criticize me in the comments for not knowing that. And what else? We also got a new mouse, which is up there, but it's not that interesting. We got, again, the SP120 fans, and the G-Skill Trident Z RGB 32GB RAM sticks. So it's DDR4 RAM at 3000 megahertz. These are the really, really cool things there that are changing RGB colors right now. And I actually didn't want to get this. I wanted to get a lower model that didn't have any RGB or fancy lights like that, but they were out of stock and they happily upgraded me to this. And working with a lot of, you know, Adobe products and video editing software and streaming and multitasking and all that, I wanted to go 32 gigs. Probably could have gone 64, but for now, I think 32 is pretty good. So I think, let me just double check that I've covered everything because I don't want to have missed anything. No, that seems all good. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so that's those are the main components on my PC. I'll give you another nice panning shot. It's just so reflective. I swear in one of these shots, you're gonna see my face. Someone's gonna check. But I'm just in love with this PC, guys. I really adore it. I'm going to be streaming today. I'm late to my stream again. That's a common theme as well. But I wanted to get this video out. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.